Stand by for action. We are about to launch Stingray. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Full-scale emergency in operation. We didn't know where or who the attack was coming from. In the control tower, the atmosphere was tense. At last, the moment had come. Bones had sighted the enemy. Neither Bones nor I had ever seen such a strange underwater craft. Could Stingray destroy it? Were their missiles more powerful? Who would win the battle? These thoughts raced through my brain. There was no time for answers. The enemy was attacking. We had just 3 seconds to fire the Sting missiles. But 3 seconds was enough. It seemed like an eternity before that missile struck home. But it was only a few seconds before the missiles connected with their target, and we watched the enemy crash to the seabed. They sure were relieved in the control tower. But for us and Stingray, the danger wasn't over. The strange craft appeared undamaged, and a hatch opened in the hull. I had to take the enemy crew prisoner. I had to get over there, but fast, before they opened fire on me. There was only one way. I crawled into the Sting missile launcher. Bones took careful aim, then fired me across. I was in the enemy ship. I'd hurt my arm coming through the hatch. I felt pretty bad. The control cabin was completely empty. As a matter of fact, the whole ship was empty.
What did you do?
Well, we towed it back to base. And now, back at Marineville, scientists and engineers are at this moment examining it.
Gee, Troy, what a story.
Yeah, what a story. Well, young fella, time you were in bed.
Can you give me a few minutes, Atlanta? I got something to show you.
Quite a boy, isn't he?
Ah, it was swell of you, Troy, coming to the orphanage with me. You've really given Barry something to talk about.
Anytime, Atlanta, you know that. You knew Barry's father, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was a real tragedy. But don't let's talk about that.
Well, what did you think of my bedtime story?
Oh, fine, except that part where you were supposed to have been fired from the missile launcher and all that jazz about hurting your arm coming through the hatch. You old fraud, Troy. But I guess Barry would have been kind of disappointed to know you only slipped off a chair putting up Christmas decorations.
Well, I may have colored the story a little, but basically it's true.
Troy, look what I made.
Gee, that's great.
It's perfect.
You must know every little detail about Marineville, Barry.
I've got to, because when I grow up, I'm gonna be an aquanaut, just like my father was.
Gee, Troy, isn't that cute? Say, wouldn't it be great if we could arrange a visit for Barry to Marineville?
The commander would never agree, Atlanta.
But think how much it would mean to Barry. Couldn't we at least try?
Listen, I've got a little idea that might do it. Barry, have you got a pencil and paper?
Sure, Troy.
Now, I'm going to try and organize a trip for you to Marineville. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
You bet I would.
Well, I can't promise anything, but this is what you do. Write down exactly what I say.
Dear Troy Tempest, you really want me to read this letter, Captain?
Why, yes, sir. Like I said, it's from Barry Byrne in the WASP's orphanage. His father served under you, Commander.
Yeah, Captain Byrne was a great guy. Great guy. But even if his son has asked to come to Marineville...
Oh, I know that's impossible, sir. But I'd still like you to read the letter. It's real cute.
Dear Troy Tempest, I think the World Aquanaut Security Patrol is super. When I grow up, I'm gonna enlist and be just like my father.
Go on, Commander.
You're my favorite aquanaut, Troy. Gee, it must be great going to sea and having all those terrific adventures. I wish I could come and stay with you and Atlanta for a visit. He can't, Troy. You know the rules.
Of course not, Commander.
And Atlanta for a visit. Then I can meet the man my father was always talking about. If I have got a hero, then I guess it's the man who actually runs the WASPs, because he takes all the responsibility. Yeah, Commander Shore must be a real swell guy.
What's the matter, sir?
Nothing, Troy. Yeah, he sounds a nice kid. You know, I've been thinking. Maybe it wouldn't hurt if young Barry did come here. He could stay with Atlanta and me just for a few days. Yeah, why not? I tell you what, Troy, you go and collect him. You can stay with us over Christmas.
Here you are, Barry, the control tower. Now you've seen everything.
Gee, just take a look at that console.
Well, that completes the tour. And boy, am I beat.
Barry's obviously enjoyed it.
Where's the commander got to?
He's with Troy. They're checking out that enemy craft that was towed in. It's a mystery, Troy. No doubt about that. The engineers say this craft must have had a crew. Where did they get to?
No chance, I suppose, that it was under remote control.
No. They've established that there's no remote control equipment aboard. Thus, the crew could have ejected after the attack.
Oh, I doubt it, Commander. We would have seen him.
Maybe they used the rear hatch and you didn't see him.
I don't think so. But maybe we ought to check the possibility.
Yeah, you're right, Troy. We know how to pilot this craft now. I suggest we put someone in here, take this ship and Stingray out to sea. Then we reenact the battle, so that we establish beyond doubt whether the crew could have gotten away without you seeing.
But how could the crew have got away without Troy seeing them?
You can do your figuring in bed, young man. It's way past your bedtime. I better say good night. Otherwise, Santa Claus will go right past.
Good night, boy.
Good night.
Good night, Barry boy.
Yeah, guess that's the boys for me. We're having a little celebration at the mess. See you later.
Good night, Commander.
Good night, Father.
Let me give you a hand, Sam.
That's okay. I can manage.
At last, we're alone, Troy. Well, you don't seem very pleased about it. Is anything the matter?
Sorry, Atlanta. I was thinking about that enemy ship. If there was a crew on board, they might have escaped ashore. In fact, they could be walking around Marineville right now.
Oh, don't, Troy. Come on, cheer up. It's Christmas Eve.
Hush. Listen. Quick, turn out the light, Atlanta.
Shucks, Troy. Now, what'd you go and do that for?
Phones.
I'm just playing Santa Claus. A bunch of guys on the base got together and bought some Christmas gifts for Barry. I'm just delivering them. Door wasn't locked, so I came right in.
I'm sorry, Phones. Guess I've got the jitters. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Santa Claus.
Wow. Say, will you look at this? A model of Stingray.
You know, Commander, what would really make Barry's Christmas is a ride in Stingray.
Stingray? Troy, you can't just go joyriding.
I wasn't thinking of joyriding, sir. We could recreate that battle with the enemy craft. It's purely routine.
Maybe so, Captain. But I have got a hero, then I guess it's command ashore. Yeah, well, as it's Christmas Day, there won't be much going on. Okay, Troy, I'll tell Phones, and you straighten it out with Atlanta. Whatever happens, we're gonna solve the mystery of that enemy crew. Stand by, Troy. Sounding launch stations.
Okay, Barry?
Yes, Captain.
And let's Let's go.
Gee, Troy, isn't it great?
Releasing injector tubes.
Injector tubes.
Closing number 1 hatch.
Number 1 hatch closing.
Bones, you're clear to go.
Moving out now, Commando.
Stingray, you're clear to go.
Thanks, Commander. Releasing elevators.
Troy and Phones, proceed to designated area and contact me when in position.
PWOR, Commander.
Nearly ready. Is the chestnut dressing coming along okay, Marina? I guess they're really going to enjoy this when they get back. Though it was a pretty dirty trick, them sneaking off like that.
Tower from Stingray. Tower from Stingray.
Go ahead, Troy. I'm receiving you loud and clear.
We are in position, Commander.
Okay, you know what to do. Stage the attack exactly as it happened. Without the missile, of course.
Of course. PWOR.
PWOR. Now, you were there, Phones. Just copy every move that vessel made.
Okay, Captain. Stand by.
This is where we fired the missile, Phones.
Right, Troy. Then the ship would have been hit now.
Well done, Phones.
Now, this is where you swim across.
That's it, Phones.
But, Troy, you told me you were fired out of the missile ejectors.
Yeah, well, that's what he really meant. Well, now you've seen it all, Barry.
But aren't you going to shoot through the missile ejector like you did before?
Well, no, not this time. I better call Marineville. Well, I think we've proved conclusively that the crew could not get out of that ship unseen, Commander.
Did you have it in view the whole time, Troy?
Oh, we sure did.
Yep, we sure did.
If anybody'd left that ship, they would have been seen.
Well, it sure is a mystery. Okay, you can make your own way back. We'll give the problem back to the engineers.
PWOR.
And what did happen to the crew?
It's coming along nicely. All I can say now is those fellas had better not be late home for their Christmas dinner.
Say, Troy, why hasn't Phones answered your radio call? He's got a receiver.
I don't know, Barry. Maybe it's developed a fault. We'll give him a few minutes to fix it.
So, my friend, you have finally woken up. Where did you come from? I was waiting for you to ask me that. The secret compartment was built into this craft. It was all part of the plan. Plan? What do you mean? We knew that if you discovered this ship empty, you would take it into Marineville. I was able to study your defenses. With the knowledge I gained, my people will be able to invade and capture your land. Gee, you make it sound so simple. It will be. I'm going to open our escape hatches. Troy Tempest will know that something is wrong, so he will swim across to see what has happened. As he leaves Stingray, I will shoot him down like a dog. And our invasion fleet commander will be delighted when I tell him that in addition to the information and prisoner, I also disposed of Captain Troy Tempest.
What now, Troy?
Just a minute. Now, why would phones want to open the hatch, Barry? There's something very wrong over there.
What are you gonna do, Troy?
I'm going to investigate. But if there is somebody aboard, they could shoot me down as I swim across.
And I guess there's only one thing to do.
Oh? Well, what's that?
You'll have to be fired from the missile ejectors again.
Yeah, well, you see, Barry, the facts are these. When I said that...
Go on, Troy. Go on. I'm listening.
Yeah. Why not? It should work. They'd never hit me at that speed. I might even take them by surprise. Okay, Barry. Do you think you can fire me across?
Sure I can. I'm gonna be an aquanaut, remember?
Right. I'm going to set the mechanism, and when I call you over the radio, you push this button.
No sign of Tempest yet. As soon as Stingray's hatch is opened, I shall prepare to fire. You rat, he doesn't stand a chance.
Okay, Barry. I'm ready now. Push the blue button.
Right, sir. Good luck.
Thanks, Barry. I'm going to need it.
Fire.
Tempest. He's in the airlock. He has been lucky so far, but when that door opens, his good luck will end. I wouldn't be too sure about that. Good shooting, Skipper.
He's going to be okay. I've only winged him. Well, phones, I guess we've got a surprise Christmas present for the commander.
Atlanta, this is the best Christmas dinner I've ever eaten.
Well, after your narrow escape, I'm only too glad you're here to enjoy it.
You can thank Troy for that.
Hey, not so fast, phones. Don't thank me. Thank our future aquanaut, Barry Byrne.
Gee, this really has been a Christmas to remember.
Marina, acqua marina, gets stark whenever you're near. Marina, Aqua Marina, why can't you whisper the words that my heart is longing to hear? Your magic to me, a beautiful mystery. I'm certain to fall, I know, because you enthrall me so. Marina, Aqua Marina, why don't you say that you'll always stay close to my heart?